All right, thank you, TJ. Our severe weather team coverage continues now. Eyewitness News reporter Kelly Sullivan has been in Cranston all day. She joins us now live from there with more and how flood victims are coping tonight.
Well, Mike, some new developments really within the last couple of minutes. Police are telling us that they're going to be closing off the southbound lanes of Oaklawn Ave. That's because as firefighters were pumping water out of the apartment complex building, one of the firefighters fell into a sinkhole that just formed behind the building. The deputy fire chief also tells me that one of the floors inside the building actually collapsed. So firefighters are being pulled out tonight for their safety. In the meantime, 60 residents who live in the apartment complex were evacuated and now are being forced to sleep somewhere else tonight. As water gushed out of the Dean Estates apartments, residents tried to salvage what little was left.
It looks like a war zone. It looks like, terrible.
The property owner couldn't believe his eyes when he pulled up to the Cranston apartment complex Monday evening.
I'm totally shocked. This is just terrible. I just feel terrible. It's a terrible act of God.
The heavy rains left little to no time for residents to escape.
It came up so fast. Like you just had to react and do what you had to do. Scary.
I had to carry my grandmother out and the water was up to my waist, and then we barely made it up the stairs, and it was like a movie. It was like a scene in a movie, the worst horror like that you could experience.
The rising waters flooded the basement apartments, forcing Cranston firefighters to rescue 30 residents by boat.
I don't know what happened here. This was a strange one. When we showed up, we were pretty surprised at the amount of water and how fast it was coming in.
In a race against the rising waters, everyone made it out safely, including their pets.
I'm just grateful that I got my baby.
But as others returned to see the damage, it was devastating. Dirt and debris marks how high the floodwaters reached. As the Red Cross worked to find families a place to stay, officials worked to figure out how the devastation reached this point.
Our entire system floods when you have that much rain, coming in a short time period. So I feel for them, and it's one of the things where, we're going to continue to work with the state for those areas to do what we can for the residents.
Now, the Red Cross tells us that most of the residents will be staying with family and friends tonight, although there are about 5 families who they helped put in a hotel for the night. Now, also, I spoke with the property manager. He tells me he'll be back on scene here again tomorrow with the building inspector, to see the extent of the damage of the buildings. Reporting live in Cranston with the West Bay Mobile Newsroom, Kelly Sullivan, Eyewitness News.
And you can count on Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of this severe weather alert. We'll have the very latest information for you on Eyewitness News this morning, beginning at 4:30 a.m. And don't forget to send us your photos and video of the flooding. If it's safe, do so. Email them to report it at WPRI.com.